the 5th edition of the India-Japan Intellectual Conclave themed, quote, Kizuna, Co-Creating Ecosystems for Change, Technology, Education and Logistics, unquote, was officially inaugurated in Guwahati by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma. The two-day event, organized by Asian Confluence in partnership with the Embassy of Japan and India's Ministry of External Affairs, brought together policymakers, experts and stakeholders from both countries. Japan's ambassador to India and Bhutan, Ono Keiichi, along with a delegation from Japan, attended the conclave. Also present were representatives from India's northeastern states, including Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sarma. The forum aimed to strengthen India-Japan collaborations by fostering synergies in technology, education and logistics. Speaking at the event, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sarma acknowledged Japan's substantial support in areas such as healthcare and human resource development, which have significantly benefited the state. He also lauded the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) for its continued engagement with the Northeast, emphasizing that strengthened cooperation between the two nations could accelerate growth, create opportunities and promote shared progress.
We have laid the foundations, We are putting in, firm believer of the strong partnership, the trust and the relationship between our two nations. And our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has taken every step possible to ensure that the foundations that were laid truly expand and become into huge opportunities where our two nations can really work with each other and at the same time economically prosper. And it is this relationship and trust and the efforts by our Honorable Prime Minister which has motivated states like ours and many other states to take the step towards improving that partnership at the state level also with Japan. I'm very, very clear in terms of the strategy for a state like ours. We're not a very big state, and there are certain areas of strengths that we have, certain opportunities that we have, and we would like to be very focused in the way we move forward. And hence, whenever we discuss about how Meghalaya should move forward, I'm very clear with my team that we will do few things, but we will do them well. The moment the person is conceived in a mother's womb, the brain of the child grows 80% between the age of 1 and 8. The most important psychological impact that the youths that go through is between the age of 8 to 13, that's the adolescence age. And then of course teenage comes in. Now for us as a government and as a policy, as policymakers, we start thinking about the child only when they're in their teens and say, now metric exam has come, let's see whether they do good or not. And we don't realize that we have lost that period of time when they were 1 to 8, when their brain, the cognitive capacity, thinking capacity was growing. We need to invest in that. Meghalaya has a program called the Early Childhood Development Program, which we have tied up with the ADB, and we have got the Adolescence Program, which we have tied up with the World Bank, and both these programs are taking place. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this to you is that whenever I have read a bit from the Japanese, policy making and all, there's a lot of investment that is made by Japan in the younger days on aspects of value, principle, discipline, and way of life. And for us, we don't do that or don't realize it, only when things are going wrong. So I think there's a collaboration that should happen. We need to learn from how these aspects of discipline, principle, as I said, hard work and respect for so many things, I think these are important aspects that we need to inculcate in the young generation from a very, very young age, especially when they are in the early childhood development, even before they start going to school. So rather than them starting to learn maths and science from class 3, 4, with the age of 4, 5, 6, I think these investments are important, and Meghalaya is doing it. We have just started. We're not saying we're far ahead. We're just starting. But I think this is one area I will be really focusing on, and I wish to really find a way in which we can partner to really bring up this entire system so that we're able to produce. So we have a very small population. But my idea being that our small state and our small population, if trained well, we can be as good as any big state or a big nation and be able to contribute much more. Just because we have less population doesn't mean we cannot contribute more. It depends on how we plan, how we focus, and how we build up our manpower and our human resource. And that's really what our target is.